guys, really excited to show you this. This is a Panther Autogyro which I picked up at a local swap meet. It's been on my build list for the last 10 years, but I finally got one. So let me show you around it. Had the main boom out to look at the servos, which were old Futaba servos which the chap had used, and they were not metal gears and low torque, so I swapped those out. The hinge here were both glued up and it was just the plastic that was moving, so I pulled the pins, cleaned them all up, put them back in, so that's now pivoting as it should. A nice touch is the head, made on his own lathe. Very clever man. I've got a double ball base, one at the bottom, one for the top, so that's very nice. For the blades, beautiful. I've yet to take those off and check the balance. I've fitted a motor, different motor to what, well, he had extensions for a motor which were smaller fitting than the motor I've got, so I've put a block of wood, and I've also added these rather smart cylinder heads from an old Hobby King Piper Cub, which look great. I've put a couple of ventilation holes in the bottom of the fuselage. Let's show you. I saw them and I thought I'll put those in, and then looking at the plan I realised they should have gone side to side, but never mind, the floor is 1/4 inch ply, so there's still plenty of meat for the undercarriage to bolt to. I've put a different tray in there for the battery support, which got ventilation holes in. The original that the chap made hadn't. I've also fitted a front air scoop to pull a bit of air in. I've also cut out the front of the cylinder head. You can just make that out to let air in as well. So there's a bit of air going in, a bit of air going out. The ESC is velcroed up here, which leaves room for a nice 4S battery to go in. I put a couple of servo mounting brass sleevings in either side of the boom, 18mm back, which is where we do the hang test from, get your C or G. That's about it, actually. I'd like to have had an open cockpit, but that's stuck on really well, so not taking that off. It's a tail skid more than a steerable tail wheel, which I'll live with. The servo is a big servo, which is under here, which I'll live with. I've also fitted the Radio Master R84, I think it was, receiver. That's down here with one aerial going up, one aerial going sideways, which you can't access unless you take the boom out, which you can't take out unless you pop off the ball joints. I've set this up to the correct distance, and Richard Harris has sent me those details that I needed. And oh, that's the other thing I did. That was the original. I couldn't remove these blind nuts for the original mounting, but so what I've done, I've put magnets on here and they just stick to the top here. I've got a little pin in the back, so that's quite neat. So that will come off and just snap in there. That's just my tag to pull it. So yeah, she's about ready for flying. Just got to balance the blades and check the C or G, and she's ready to go. Because I've had this magazine since I bought it, March 2013, because it does have the free plan in for the Autogyro. Panther. It's an amazing shot. So I might just put a pinstripe down the side or something just to break it up a little bit in black. Other than that, she's ready to go. She follows in the long line of Richard Harris Designs. That's the Atom, which I've had flying quite nicely, which I dressed up to look like little Nellie from James Bond, and that goes quite nicely. And the other one is the little Luobo, which a friend gave me just to cut my teeth on, which I've crashed loads of times, but it just bounces, which is brilliant. So anyway, back to the Panther. She's ready to go very nearly, and I look forward to trying her out. So if you're not subscribed, hit the little subscribe button. If you're feeling rich, have a look at the join button and give this video a thumbs up if you want, if it's not too much. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers, guys.